My name is... Wait, that's not how you should introduce yourself in an interview. By the end of this video, you'll know how to create a strong first impression, tell a concise, compelling story about who you are, and convey confidence while doing it. Let's go into my top tips and best examples of how to introduce yourself in an interview. You make an introduction with more than just your words. Your words matter, but so do your actions. Before you even begin speaking, employers take a note of how you show up. So my first tip for making a strong first impression is to present yourself professionally. This means arrive early. If you are interviewing in person, arrive at the location at least 15 minutes early. Use a navigation app to ensure you don't get lost, and don't forget to give yourself a buffer for traffic. If you are interviewing virtually, aim to sign in to the meeting about 5 minutes early. You'll likely wait in the virtual lobby, but arriving early will alleviate a little of the stress that comes along with the interviewing. You'll be able to take some deep breaths and remind yourself that you've got this. Second, dress appropriately. As you review the website, gain a sense of the workplace and what level of formality is appropriate. Look at the photos on their social media sites to get a sense of what people wear at the office. As a best practice, aim to dress a bit more formal than how employees normally dress. Pay attention to the details and make sure that your clothes are wrinkle-free. If you are interviewing via video call, make sure your background is tidy and that your location is quiet and has stable Wi-Fi connection. Bring your resume or other relevant applicable materials like a portfolio or business card. Even if you're interviewing virtually, it is helpful to have these in front of you for ease of reference. Be polite and friendly to everyone you encounter. The interview starts the moment you enter the building or sign on the virtual platform. Finally, be prepared. Before the interview, research the company, job description, and interviewer. It's best to spend at least 30 minutes visiting the company's website to review their About Us and product or service offerings page to learn about their mission and values. A company's social media channels are also a great resource. You know you've conducted good research when you can successfully speak to how one of your personal value aligns with the values of the company, or how your skill set would support, or even better, enhance the services they offer to customers. Sometimes the research you can do can help you get the job. Before I move on, if you find this content helpful, let us know by giving us a like. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, then be sure to subscribe to our channel. Now that we've covered about how your actions can create a first strong impression, let's discuss what to say when it's time to introduce yourself. When introducing yourself, aim to create a short, compelling story. To keep it concise, I recommend using the present, past, and future format. I'm going to explain each component and then put it together for a full introduction at the end of this video. Let's start in the present. This refers to where you are in your career right now, or most recently as it relates to the role you are interviewing for. You've likely already shared your name at this point, so not necessary to state your name unless you have been asked about its pronunciation. So starting your response with "my name is" can sound stiff and mechanical, which you want to avoid. So first, share what you've been doing most recently by giving a high-level view of your role, including your title, responsibilities, and projects that you worked on recently. Try to show a relationship with this work and the role you're applying for. If you are transitioning into a new role or industry, this is a great time to mention certifications you've completed, classes you've taken, or relevant personal projects you've worked on. If this is the case, start with your most relevant experience before shifting to your most recent role, and be sure to highlight the transferable skills you've acquired that apply to the new role. Take the opportunity to highlight a key accomplishment in this section and use the preferred experience or skills highlighted in the job description to guide what accomplishments you talk about. Example present statement: I'm currently a social media manager for a tech startup. I'm responsible for executing the content strategy for various social media channels. Once you've covered where you are now, start talking about the past. It can help to mention your motivation for entering this field. This is your opportunity to share the most impactful information about who you are as a professional, not just to reiterate the information that the recruiter can easily find on your resume. You want to focus on sharing your first professional ambition for pursuing this career path instead of providing a timeline of how you got here. For example, if you are an HR professional, talk about how you love making connections and solving people problems and how that motivated you to take up that role. If you changed careers along the way, or are trying to change careers now, then speak to what motivated that shift and tie a thread to this new career. If you are a fresher, talk about what class motivated you to explore this particular career. Employers like to hear a story of how and why you got to where you are right now. Talking about your past can change depending on how relevant your current role is to the job you are interviewing for. If you are changing industry, it's helpful to highlight the transferable skills you bring, especially if your previous role doesn't seem relevant at first glance. Bonus tip: if you can show how your experience in a different industry provides you with a uniquely valuable perspective for the employer, that's even better. For instance, if you worked in a hotel industry and are applying to work for a company that sells technology to restaurants, you will bring a personal understanding of the company's customer base. Example, past statement: I graduated college with a communications degree and I met the hiring manager at a career fair. I was excited by the chance to tackle such a large project early in my career. I had held previous marketing internships and I looked forward to putting my skills and experience to the test in a way I knew would shape the future of the business. Now let's focus on the future. This part of your response is a great opportunity to get strategic with your answer and align your personal goals with those of the company. Aim to show that you have researched the company, that you know what their values are and have read their mission statement, and that you specifically well positioned to fill this role. By addressing how you support an employer's goal and how their values align with yours, you are showing them that it's a good match and you are invested in them. The future statement is all about why. Why do you want this role? Why are you passionate about this opportunity? Speaking about what excites you about the role or industry could remind your interviewer why they got into the business, which may make you more relatable and build a human connection. If it sparks a response of a similar passion from your interviewer, be sure to mention it in the thank you note you send after the interview. Wrapping up by focusing on the future provides a natural close to your answer. It signals to the interviewer that you are talking about a future within the company, and it gives them the opportunity to lead into their next question. Example, future statement: after working with the company for the last 3 years, I'm proud of how I've helped the company grow. Now I'm looking for an opportunity to work more collaboratively with cross-functional stakeholders. I'd love to learn more about other aspects of marketing. I was delighted to see that this role would allow me to do while still using social media content as a way to share stories that elevate your brand. All right, so now that we've received each piece of the formula, let's see it all come together. Here's how a lead content writer would introduce themselves. Present: I currently work at XYZ Digital Agency as a content lead where I aim to provide clients with comprehensive content strategies and solutions. Past: for the past 10 years, I've worked in several agencies and helped develop content across different industries, from FMCG to hospitality to media. More recently, I led a team of 10 writers and strategists that specialize in developing beauty content. Being from a fashion background who pivoted into writing, I feel I have an in-depth understanding when it comes to creating beauty content. My beauty and fashion understanding coupled with a creative writing experience gives me a unique perspective to produce content specifically for this target audience. Future: I'm interested in opportunities that help me combine my beauty industry understanding and creative writing abilities to create something big. After reading the job description, I felt that opportunity to create a comprehensive content platform that makes beauty and fashion accessible to everyone seemed like something where I would truly be able to add value to. Another tip: we often hear people in interviews end their response by saying, "Yeah, that's me." Try this as a conclusion statement instead. And that's what brings me here today for this exciting opportunity. This is a better way to signal to the interviewer that you are done talking. Remember, the key is to be concise. Aim to verbally introduce yourself in 1 to 2 minutes. For information on how to provide a more expanded introduction when asked, like, tell me about yourself, click on our link. Okay, now that you know what to say, let's talk about how to say it in a way that projects confidence. Nonverbal communication plays a big role in projecting preparedness. As you're being greeted and introducing yourself, make eye contact with the people you meet. Take notice of your posture. Sit up straight with your shoulders back. I always like to imagine that there's an imaginary string at the top of my head that I can pull and correct my posture even further. Body language is doubly important in a virtual setting, where your face is often all an employer can see. So try to remember to look directly into the camera. This communicates that you are engaged and care about what the interviewer has to say. And now for our bonus tip on nailing your introduction, make the most of your prep time by filming yourself. The phone on your camera works perfectly fine for this exercise. Imagine the camera lens is the interviewer. Speak directly to the light or the lens to mimic eye contact, as I mentioned before. When you're done, review the footage for body language. Notice if you're smiling. Try to project your voice while speaking clearly and slowly. See if you're sitting up straight without fidgeting or using distracting hand gesture. Length of your answer. Check how long it took you to answer. You want to aim between 1 to 2 minutes. If you're taking less time than that, you might need to highlight an additional qualification or achievement. Or maybe you just need to speak a little slower. Technical issues. If your interview is virtual, this exercise allows you to check your tech, including camera, mic, internet connection, and have your resume on hand to refer if needed. If you don't have access to a camera on your phone or computer, don't worry. Just practice with a friend. Find someone you feel comfortable with and who will give you honest feedback. For more advice on how to prepare for an interview, be sure to check our video on the topic that you can find right here. So to quickly recap, top tips for introducing yourself in an interview are: present yourself as a professional with your behavior and appearance. Remember to show up early. Dress appropriately, bring relevant materials, be friendly to everyone, and be prepared. When verbally introducing yourself, stick to the format: present, past, future. Explain what you do, your background, and why you're here today. Tell your story. Don't just summarize your resume. Project confidence with your body language. Try to stay open and friendly. Take a close look at how you're introducing yourself by filming yourself or practicing with a friend. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this information helpful and that you're able to apply these tips to your next interview. If you're able to connect your skills, experience, and qualification to the role confidently, you're going to be just fine. See you next time.